Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's an unfortunate update. It's not a great one. If you guys remember in the last update on the 40 gallon, we medicated it big time. We did 2.5 milliliters of fenbendazole, which is cattle dewormer, per 10 gallons, and it's not having the best effect. The plants are okay, they haven't been touched. The snails are dying. The rocks are bleached, everything's kind of bleached, like the water is still hazy days afterwards. Some of the fish are starting to get a lot of stress signs, so the threadfin rainbow fish that you see here, its fin is starting to fall apart. Some of the other rainbow fish are like that. Some of the other fish are starting to get kind of lazy, they're starting to get kind of weak, like this neon tetra. A lot of fish are starting to fall apart because of how heavy this medication is. The Bolivian rams still have parasites. It's actually, since I started medicating fully, the parasites have spread to all 3 of the Bolivian rams, so they're all pretty much weighed down by it, some worse than others, but Kitster is still alive, thank goodness, because if he dies, I'm shutting this aquarium down, like I've said before. So yeah, the update is not a good one. So far, we are tracking towards either this being an amazing recovery and being able to tell you guys that it does get better and you should try this method and follow in these footsteps, or it's an immense failure, which you guys probably already know watching this video because I've probably titled it that, and Kitsters died, and the Bolivian rams have died, and the rainbow fish have died, and everything's just kind of slowly dying without me being able to do anything. At which point I'm probably just going to give everything the best life it can. I was thinking about selling it off for a brief moment, but then I thought that's not really ethical to just, oh, looks like my Borneo loach has parasites as well. Lovely. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to make sure everything has the best death that it possibly can. Not going to sell it off because I don't want to burden anyone else with this, and it's just not ethical. And then once everything is dead, as terrible as it is to say that, like, literally, you guys gotta understand, if you don't have an aquarium, I'm assuming you guys do, but you make an aquarium like this and you're literally spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this, and that's me working at the store. So some of these fish I'm getting at a discounted price, I'm getting free, I'm getting plants, clippings, I'm not having to buy plants. A lot of this stuff I collected myself, I did it the natural way. I've also been selling some stuff back, so I've been selling snails, I've been selling fish that I've produced, and it's still a very expensive project, and for it to come crashing down like this is detrimental. It's absolutely awful. Once everything has died, again, awful to say, I drain the tank, I dry everything, and then a few months later, either we completely restart, we do something more basic. I'm thinking maybe moving out in a year or so I don't want to get too into this, especially when I'm working on the paludarium. But what I'm probably going to do is I might do either a species tank, or I'm just going to do something really basic and cheap. So species tank might be something that does really well in hard water, so I might just do Crebensis and breed Crebensis, and that'll be my thing. That'll kind of make some money back. Even though they're not really hot in the market, I'm just giving it as an example. Or I do something really cheap to buy. So on Kijiji right now, guppies and platies are always booming. I'm just gonna get like 100 males in here of guppies or platies, maybe swordtails, that could be pretty cool. And that's just kind of what transitions me out of using the 40-gallon aquarium for fish, because there's a stand already made here. Like, I wanna use it for something. Maybe it'll be a leopard gecko. I've thrown around that idea a little bit, but yeah, sorry, I've talked for quite a long time now. I'm just going to sign off real quick here, and then we'll update in a little while whenever the next big thing happens. I'm not sure actually, well, it's a loud truck. I'm not sure actually if the Borneo loach has parasites, and I do have plans to have hillstream loaches in the 75 gallons. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them in that little snail breeding tank and just keep them in there and monitor them just in case. Because I figure I might as well get as many fish out of here as I can, probably just the hillstream loach, just in case I'm able to save them by getting them out of the other fish's way. So he looks okay. I'm gonna put him in that tank. I'm gonna lower the water level a little bit so he can't jump out because they're very capable of it. And hopefully he's healthy. Hey guys, more bad news in this update. I lost this morning the original male rainbow fish that I got 2 years ago. He died this morning. The other fish are continuing to get worse with the parasites. The amount of fish in there is starting to really reflect in their behavior. There's less fish swimming around, so less fish want to swim around. You can see that the rainbow fish that are left and the pencil fish are kind of hiding in the background because they don't feel safe, and probably just the stress of taking the medication and the parasites that are in their body. As far as Kitster goes, he's still alive along with the Bolivian rams, but the parasites are really, really bad on them. I would say worse than they ever were on the rainbow fish. I suppose they can just handle more parasites at one time than the rainbow fish ever could. So Kitster is actually really bloated. I'm worried, and I can almost confirm that that's because his intestines have been loaded with parasites, so he's not full of food because he hasn't eaten in probably about a week. He hasn't eaten, so it's likely that his gut is full of parasites along with the Bolivian rams. That's probably the only reason why they would look like they have food in them. So I doubled the dose on the medication. I'm going to be doing it twice a week now, 2.5 milliliters per 10 gallons, so that's a total of 10 milliliters for the 40-gallon aquarium. I'm honestly wondering if I should start dosing for the 75-gallon as well, just in case, but I'm going to hold off until I can see white stringy poop on the rasboras or the corydoras so that I know for sure that there is a chance of parasites in there. But then again, this parasite is really, really sturdy. I'm not even sure that I'd be able to get it out if I noticed symptoms of it at the very beginning of its lifespan. I think that it's going to be able to hang on despite all this deworming medication that I'm putting in. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it out, guys. I think the 40 gallons is definitely going to crash. Now, in the other clip, it was kind of a weird one. I was heading out the door, but I decided last second before I did head out the door to move the Borneo loach into the corner snail breeding tank in the 75. It's completely separate from the rest of the 75-gallon aquarium. I moved him in there because it doesn't look like there's any symptoms in there in him, so I didn't see. It looks like he's still producing normal feces, but then again, I'm also worried that I just doomed the 75-gallon, because what if he actually does have parasites? Then that's now in the corner tank. He's really good at jumping, so, and I didn't see him this morning, so what if he jumped into the main part of the 75-gallon aquarium? I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking for him when I do the rounds with feeding later today. Hopefully he's still in that corner tank. Hopefully he's okay. There was a rasbora in there that I think was just dying of old age. I got them pretty old, but I don't think that will affect them. Or I don't think that will, that's not gonna have any effect on the Borneo loach. I think it was just dying of old age. I'm telling you guys that I really don't want to flush any more fish. It's really, really hard on me. You know, I'm a new fish keeper, technically, but it feels like I've been at it for a long time. And, you know, a lot of these fish I've had for a really, really long time. The Bolivian rams, only 6 months or so, but like the twig catfish, Kitster, like I've had him for the full 2 years. I've had him at the beginning of the 40-gallon. I built the 40-gallon for that twig catfish. And Hope was showing me the other day in one of my videos where I was treating a fungal infection in the sparkling, or in the croaking gourami. I had said that I don't have a quarantine tank, and I recognize that, and I'm just going to dose in the 40-gallon, and that'll be fine for me. Back then, I did not realize how bad internal parasites could be. I didn't even really think internal parasites were an issue that could be had, and I kind of went through this gray zone of only getting fish through Kijiji, and that kind of primed me to not use quarantine tanks because I just kind of trusted that process. I trusted the process of the stores, and I didn't see any parasites at my store. I didn't see them at the other stores, but then again, it's just a glance. If you guys get anything out of this video, I hope what you're getting is that you need a quarantine tank. Like, unless you're just having one fish in that tank, which is unlikely, make sure that you have a quarantine tank, because you might love the new fish, but don't just throw it in the new tank at the expense of all your other fish. That's the update for today. Doubling the dose, hoping it has an effect. Really feeling like it won't have an effect. I think the only way to deal with this Camallanus worm is to make sure that it doesn't get in your aquarium in the first place. I'm gonna have to completely dry this aquarium out to kill these parasites. Luckily, they won't survive without a host, but anyways, see you guys in the next clip. Same day, new update. I've been looking at the Borneo loach a little bit in the corner tank there, and he definitely has parasites. So I'm going to try to keep feeding him medication through the food. He was not eating flakes, which he tends to not, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying to feed him and just see if it works out. Hey guys, so kind of what I said I was gonna do before, and what I've decided to do now is I'm going to take the substrate out of the corner aquarium where the Borneo loach is being isolated, and I'm going to be taking it out of the 40-gallon aquarium so I can monitor the amount of waste in there more properly. And that might mean that I'm doing smaller water changes daily, just to pick up any waste, because that's where the parasites will hide. So getting very intense with this. Hey guys, so the amount of homework I have and the situation both seem to be continuing to escalate. I've cleaned out the little section like I told you guys I was doing. Hope suggested that, you know, now that I know the Borneo loach is infected, not sure if I said that already, but now that we know that he's been afflicted by parasites, we should probably put him back in the 40-gallon to have him take on the treatment as well as all the other fish that are in the 40-gallon, and then just kind of low-key medicate the snails and shrimp that are still in that corner tank without any gravel in there, so that I can pick up the waste easier. So tonight we're probably going to end off, because it's kind of a long video. I am sorry guys that the channel has kind of turned into this recently in the last few weeks. I'm hoping that the next update is the last one, for better or for worse. So tonight what we're going to be doing is we're going to take out all the decorations pretty much. We're going to take out all the gravel, and we're just going to make it so that it's really, really easy for me to pick up waste. And then the next update video will be hopefully the conclusion of this series of horrible things, and we can move on to more fun things. We might even have an update in the middle regarding putting the reptile in the 75-gallon aquarium, which could be cool, and also having a 5-gallon quarantine tank in the reptile 5 gallons place. So look forward to that, guys. I'm not going to conclude yet because there's still another section coming, but thank you guys for sticking with me. If you have, these aren't the most interesting videos unless you're also dealing with this same problem, but I'm expecting to have, I'm expecting to save a few fish, honestly, guys. I'm expecting, maybe I had 50 fish in there to begin with, all small fish. I wasn't overstocking. And now I'm expecting to have, 10 fish. Hopefully the loach stays alive. Honestly, the Bolivian rams and kitster probably aren't going to stay alive, so at this point I'm just hoping for the loach and a few rainbow fish. Some of them have started to produce fecal matter normally. It's not white and stringy anymore, which is good. Best case, I'm expecting just to have a couple, but just a lesson, don't do what I did. Get a quarantine tank, do fish keeping right.
See, that's not my first time doing
that. We had to try it again because I messed up. So now at the end of the video, here we are taking apart the 40-gallon. Before we do, you guys know I work at a fish store, and I got my first public comment mentioning my name for the store's rating section online. And yeah, so it felt pretty good because I do try there, and I'm a nerd, so at least my knowledge is helping someone somehow. So 40 gallon. What we're going to do is we're going to take out all the ornaments, all the rocks, wood, plants, stuff like that. Plants are going to go in the corner in the 75, just so they're isolated, just in case there's any parasites on them. I don't think there will be, but you know. And then the gravel is going to be taken out maybe this Sunday when I do another water change on the 40 gallon. And I'm hoping what that'll do is it'll make it... Nice to meet you. And I'm hoping what that'll do is it'll make it easier for me to spot the feces and pick them up, because that's how the parasites spread. I was hoping there wouldn't be another update on this series of updates, but it looks like it's going to be a 3-part. Hopefully it's not a 4-part, because that would be really bad. But hopefully in the 3rd part everything is settled, and either the 40 gallon is booming, it's doing really well, all the fish that are still alive in a couple of weeks, or we still shut it down. I never become convinced that the parasites are gone, and we just move all these fish after a month of making sure they have no parasites into the 75 gallon aquarium, or the parasites are really bad, kill everything, and we just dry it out and do something completely different with it. So I'm hoping that the first option is the option that comes out, but we'll just have to wait and see. So I will see you guys. Oh, for goodness sakes. What's going to happen is you guys are going to see this breaking down on the outro.
I thought you were going to explain that they need to leave a like, so I was like, bing!
I was going to say that.
Oh, okay.
So I know it wasn't the regular kind of content, but I hope that you guys liked the video nonetheless. I hope you learned something from it, because I do make these videos to give you a real sense of what it's like to keep fish at this scale, in case you haven't kept fish, or if you're thinking about it, or if you're exactly where I'm at. So if you want to see more like that, subscribe. If you did like this video, leave it a like, and we will see you guys next time.